to another at-home art lesson. Today, we are going to be making these cardboard tissue paper portraits. So the supplies that we're gonna need today is some thin cardboard. I cut out the box to our sparkling water and I just cut the sides out, and that's what I'm gonna be using. You could use a cereal box, a snack box, if you have Amazon boxes, whatever cardboard that you have at home. And then find a piece of tissue paper that you would usually find in like gift wrap bags. I save all of the tissue paper from gifts. So the tissue paper that I had was blue. If you have red, whatever color you have, that's gonna work just great. If you don't have tissue paper, you can do this with regular white paper. In addition, you're gonna need some washable markers, a permanent marker, glue stick, foil, paintbrush, and water. So go grab those supplies and let's get started. So to get started, you're going to get your piece of cardboard and I've already cut mine out. And you're gonna take your tissue paper, and you don't want to cut it with scissors. I think it's gonna look a lot cooler if you tear it. And you don't want it, you want it to be roughly the same size, but you want it to be a little bit wider. So I'm actually gonna take this side and I'm gonna just start ripping it. But you wanna see some of the cardboard behind it. So in my example, it's a little bit wider, but I can see some of the cardboard in the background. And that's just gonna give it some interest. So I'm gonna just tear it. All right, so I think that's pretty good. So then what I'm gonna wanna do is take my glue stick. Now I tested this out earlier using just liquid Elmer's glue. It did not work out well because you could see all the places you put the glue even after it dried. So I would highly recommend you use a glue stick. Okay, so I'm gonna put this glue on the back of my tissue paper. And then I'm going to press it down. All right, so this is gonna serve as our canvas for our portrait. Now we're gonna be drawing our portrait in pencil first, and then you're gonna go over it in black Sharpie. Now, so that you can see what I'm doing, I'm gonna go ahead and just start using the Sharpie. But remember, you use pencil first, that way you can erase it if you make a mistake. So since in my previous example, I did a girl portrait, I'm going to do a boy portrait today. So you're gonna wanna get started by drawing the head. And now what we want to fit on this piece of paper is just the head and the upper portion of the body, the shirt. So we're not gonna be drawing a full figure. So you kind of want to proportion out how big the head is going to be. Now, I always like to draw in the air before I draw on my paper because that gives me a good idea of the size that I need it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the head, which is going to be an oval shape. And then I'm going to draw my 2 lines for the neck. I'm gonna draw a curved line for the t-shirt line, and then I'm gonna start drawing my shoulders, which is like an angled down line. Okay, then I'm gonna draw my t-shirt, my arms, draw my other t-shirt sleeve, all right, and then I'm gonna draw my arms. And I'm not gonna draw the hands because I'm just drawing until my tissue paper ends. So I'm only drawing on the tissue paper, not on the cardboard. Okay, so now that I got that basic form, I wanna go in and draw my face. So I'm gonna start by drawing my eyebrows, which are just curved lines. And then I'm gonna draw my eyes, which are ellipse shapes, almost like the shape of a football. And then draw my other circle in the middle, and then the smaller circle for the pupil. All right, for my nose, I'm gonna make my nose like a backwards L shape. And then my mouth, I'm gonna draw some teeth. If you're missing some teeth, then you can black those out. That'll just add some more character, make it look like you. All right, and then I'm gonna start and I'm gonna draw my ears like a C shape. Okay, and now for the hair, I think I'm gonna have this guy's hair kind of be like an afro shape. So I'm gonna start drawing these little squiggly lines. I'm gonna draw where it stops too. Okay, so now that I have my form outlined in Sharpie, if you started with pencil, then you're gonna wanna go back and outline in Sharpie. The next thing you're gonna do is we're going to turn these washable paints into watercolor. So to do that, you're gonna pick the colors that you wanna use on your portrait. So I'm using brown, red, and blue to start with, and you're gonna just color a little splotch on your foil. Then from there, you're gonna dip your brush in the water. You're gonna dip it in the color, and then you're gonna put it on your tissue. And it's gonna turn into like a watercolor paint, which is exactly what we want. So for my kid's hair, I actually think I want it to be a pretty dark brown. So I'm gonna go over it with this brown. I'm gonna get a little bit of black. And I'm gonna add that into the hair color to make it like a darker brown. So I'm gonna take some time right now and I'm gonna finish adding color to my portrait with my watercolors. Your color, one thing I just want to note, if you want your color to be lighter, so for the skin, I wanted it to be a light brown color, I made sure to add more water to the marker. If you want it to be darker, like I did the hair, that you're going to want to add more marker than water. That's how you can control the color. So I want you to let this dry, and then we're going to go back in and add some shading. All right, so this next part is optional. If you like how this looks and you just want to keep it as is, perfect. But if you want to go back and add some shading like I did here, then grab your black washable marker and I want you to take it and pick one side that you want to add the shadow to. And you're going to go over the Sharpie lines because we're going to add water and add some shadow to that side of the face. And then we're gonna also add it under the chin because there's usually a shadow on your neck from where your chin overlaps. So then you're gonna take your brush, put it in the water, and you're gonna do this part very carefully, okay? You're gonna get it in that black marker, and then you're gonna start spreading it. And then you can see it's starting to add shadow. So for the face part, you're gonna wanna be careful that you don't get it in the eye, that you're just keeping it on the face. I'm gonna go up to the nose. That's gonna be our shadow line. I'm gonna add some water up here. So I'm being really careful to just get my water in that black washable marker and then pull it to the side. And then it gets lighter and lighter as it goes to the center. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the line I added over the t-shirt line. Just add some nice interest. It's okay if it gets out past the line because we are making these watercolor, and that is a typical technique that is used with watercolor. Now we're gonna let this dry, and then your masterpiece will be complete. All right, and there you have it, our tissue paper, cardboard, watercolor self-portraits. I hope you had fun with this project, and I can't wait to see yours.